Leo. My name is Audrey Alison. Thanks for joining me for your March 2016 forecast for the month. It's a beautiful Southern California day, and I want to thank you so much for subscribing to my YouTube channel and also for your support on my Facebook page, Audrey Alison Astrology and Tarot, and for your donations. I really appreciate all the kindness and the support from all of you. I'm using the Connolly Tarot deck by Peter and Eileen Connolly. It's a Celtic deck for March. I thought the design on the back was very St. Patrick's Day vibe, and the colors are so vibrant, I thought I would bring them out for spring, for a vernal equinox in the Northern Hemisphere. So let's start the forecast with a Mercury transit on the 5th of March. Mercury will move into the sign of Pisces, and this is your 8th house. This is your shared resources sector, your intimacy, your very private renewal, regeneration, very deep. 8th house is all things Scorpio, naturally, on the solar wheel. There's property that could be involved in the 8th house. There's other people's money that is very strong in this sector. With Mercury, that's a lot of details and analysis and communication and the mind, the thought process. Mercury in the 8th could see you handling a lot of tax issues, handling taxes or dealing with investments or investors, settlement energy. For those of you with pending inheritances or wills that are on hold right now, Mercury could see a lot of details push through and communication come in regarding that as well. On the same day, the 5th of March, Mars moves into Sagittarius. This is a fiery, feisty placement because Mars is fire and feist, and Sagittarius is a fire sign. This is giving a lot of stamina, energy, which is Mars, in the 5th house of children, of 5th house of creativity, of fun, of pleasure, leisure, gambling, sports. Mars could have you very antsy in this area and want to just go where the fun is. It'll be hard to tame a lion, tame a Leo in March. March comes in like a lion. And with Mars into your 5th, and you naturally govern the 5th house on the wheel, on the solar wheel. So this placement is pretty massive. And Mars meets up with Saturn, who's also in Sagittarius. Saturn is in Sagittarius through the winter solstice of 2017. So he's working and limiting you in this area, and doesn't want you gambling. Wants to see you restricted in the 5th house. So some of you Leos might not have been having too much fun. It depends. If you're a Leo rising, this really strongly applies to you. Please watch your ascendant forecasts. Because your 1st house in astrology, if you're lucky enough to know the time of your birth, your 1st house is really your ascendant sign. But these are solar forecasts, especially if you don't know your birth time. But having Mars in the 5th house could see you very physical, active, wanting to play sports, join clubs, or join some new fun activities, having physical sex, expelling a lot of energy, gambling. But then Saturn is there to restrict you a little bit, to hold you back. So you have to weigh things out. Saturn is a very scolding kind of planet, and he retrogrades on March 25th through August 13th. So he has a pretty long Saturn review that's happening between the 16-degree mark of Sagittarius and the 9-degree mark. That's your Saturn review. Where do you hold that in your natal chart? He's teaching you some lessons there. And by the end of the winter solstice, you'll have mastered this area of when to be creative and when not to. Saturn could be helping you establish roots and foundation, which is Saturn in the 5th house of creative endeavors or entrepreneurial endeavors. It's eclipse season. We have our total solar eclipse, new moon total solar eclipse on the 8th of March. And this is at 18 degrees of Pisces, where Mercury is stationed. So the sun, the moon, Mercury, Neptune, and Chiron are in Pisces. Neptune is Pisces' ruling planet, creating a lot of nebulous energy in this 8th house. Dreamy energy. And Chiron is healing this sector for you. A lot of healing has taken place for those of you who lost people in the 8th house of regeneration and rebirth and death. Neptune is there to make your finances a little bit delusional. So watch who you're investing with and where you're investing. This total eclipse is going to show you a new path in regards to your shared resources, Leo. So keep your peepers peeled for other people coming in regarding money, investments, helping you out, or your intimate relationships, your 8th house of intimacy, 8th house of sex. Who you are sharing your intimacy with could become renewed at this time. Eclipses are game changer energy, so they can pick you up and put you in a new place. If you're not feeling your intimate relationship, it could go through a rebirthing, whether it's with the same partner or taking you onto a new path entirely. On the 12th, Venus follows suit and enters Pisces. So we have a plethora of personal planets in Pisces. And Venus is harmony and balance and money and love. So this is spectacular for shared resources. And for those of you applying for loans, you couldn't ask for better energy in March. On the 20th, Happy New Year. It's the first day of spring in the Northern Hemisphere. It's our vernal equinox. On the 20th, the sun enters Aries. Everything starts in Aries. Aries rules the head. Aries is the first sign in astrology. It's a time for beginnings. So I'm saying that in every reading. Mercury follows the sun a day later on the 21st and enters Aries as well. So he's only spending 16 days in this 8th house with you. Now he's in the 9th house. So the sun and Mercury are going to have you wanting to travel abroad, out of the country, or taking courses. 9th house of higher education, getting your master's degrees, getting certified in a special skill. Also, legal pendings, legal situations that are on hold will start to push forward with the sun and Mercury in the 9th house of law and philosophy and religion. You might see a communication style regarding your belief system that comes to the fore, that you have a new way of expressing what you believe in. On the 23rd, we have our full moon lunar eclipse at 3 degrees of Libra. This, eclipse brings endings and awareness, a real full ending and accumulation in the 3rd house of communications. You are changing the way you're communicating, or you're changing the communication style. This could also see an ending to the vehicle, 3rd house of the car, getting rid of the old. It could also see an ending of a relationship with a sibling, or seeing seeing the relationship for what it truly is, having an awareness here. In the 3rd house of siblings, neighborhood, neighbors, local travel, errands, the 3rd house of what is close by to you. There's an ending in this area. Maybe you're moving out of your neighborhood. Maybe you're getting rid of the car. Maybe you're putting a hold on how you're talking to your brother or sister. Or a communication style across the board in general. You might have been very distant. You're not communicating at all. There's still the Jupiter-Pluto trine that is existing all through March, even through the end of July. Jupiter stationed in Virgo, in your 2nd house of finances, expanding this sector for you. By the time he's done in August, you'll see a pretty chunky supply in your financial sector if you're not spending just as much as you're accumulating. Jupiter in the 2nd can make you spend money very easily as well. But he's trining Pluto in the 6th house of work. So what I feel like is through work and pushing through in your daily routine, you're going to see a progression in your finances. These 2 houses are trining together, the 2nd and the 6th. More clients, more hours that you're spending at work throughout your days result in more financial security in the 2nd house. Okay, Leo, let's see what your cards have to say. There's a few things I want to tell you about that I have coming up. First, if you'd like to book with me, I'm at audreyalison.com. That is where you would go to purchase your reading by selecting your desired reading length via the PayPal button at the bottom of my appointment request page. And then I get back to you in an email as soon as I can and send you some available appointment options. And secondly, tomorrow on February 25th, I'll have these uploaded tonight. On the 25th, I'll be returning as a special guest on Goddess Alive Radio, where I'm taking callers live for an hour for free tarot tasters. You can call in early enough and get in the queue and get a free tarot taster with me on the air, live. I'll have information on my Facebook page, Audrey Alison Astrology and Tarot, as well as you can go to motherhouseofthegoddess.com, where they have all of their listing of their radio shows, all of their special guest information, but the call-in number will be there. And lastly, today I was just introduced and as an instructor. It's a tongue twister. I was introduced as an instructor at mysteryschoolofthegoddess.net. I'm writing a course on the magic of tarot, and I will be an online instructor. This is an online course, and I'll have more information about that in March. It should take me a few weeks to create it, and I'm working on it now. But I'm excited because if you haven't read with me, which is what I do all through the week, I love, love, love what I do. I'm so passionate about this skill and this job this calling. So if you haven't read with me and you're not into getting a reading, you can always take a course with me, and I'll have more information about that. Okay, thank you for listening, and here are your cards for March. Leo, 2016. The Ace of Pentacles. Well, this is a payout. This is your 8th house of shared resources, I'd say. The Ace of Pentacles is new money. There is a newness. The aces start the suits in the tarot. So there's a lump sum, maybe a settlement, 8th house of payouts, settlements. Maybe it's what you're investing. I'll see what else comes up in the deck before I do a summation. Wow. 2 of Pentacles, so the Ace and the 2. Juggling your finances, budgeting, weighing pros and cons, working, investing. What do I invest? What do I not spend? It's a lot of analytical process going on in regards to your money, which is all about the 8th house this month. Let's see what else comes up. Judgment. Okay, so some of you Leos are dealing with people who have passed, angels or family members who have passed. Judgment could mean that you're having some communication with family members, and the 8th house is the house of death, as well as it is shared resources. So with judgment, I feel like that you could even be led intuitively how to deal with the money that perhaps you were left in an inheritance. Let's see what else comes up. Queen of Wands. Well, this is you, baby. This is a Leo female. Look at the little black cat at her foot. Oh, it reminds me of my baby monkey, who now lives in Malibu very comfortably by the ocean. I'm very allergic, although I love cats so much. But the Queen of Fire, this is the Leo female, but there's a creative energy and a very determined, assertive energy to the Queen of Fire. She knows what she wants and how to obtain it. So take direction solely from yourself at this point, especially regarding your money. If you're meeting with financial advisors, excellent. But don't take the advice of friends and family when you're deciding where to put your money. And don't take the advice of just relationship. If you're newly dating someone, or you're in a relationship but your money's not combined yet because you're newly in a relationship, it's not up to them what you do with your money. This feels very much independent and strong on her own. You have a payout coming. You have an increase in your money. You're having your total solar eclipse in the 8th house of shared resources. So money coming in, or money that you've been waiting on, and then deciding what to do with it, weighing things out, where it would be best placed. Heed spirit right now. I would trust and heed any intuitive messages you're receiving through dreams or sleep. Don't be hard on yourself if you have spent too much, because Virgo is in your 2nd house of money. Nothing can be undone, but you can always change the day going forward. So you have to trust yourself, and I would use and allow the solar eclipse to help you with where you need to invest money, get money, put the lump sum, or save in order to buy a vehicle, because something tells me that some of your cars are going away, or your mode of transportation is being eclipsed out of the picture on the 23rd, the full moon eclipse. So you might have to save some money for a repair, which is not always pleasant, but again, you might want to weigh the pros and cons of whether it's better just to get a new vehicle and use that money as a down payment on a new ride, which I would suggest. Newness is where it's at. Newness, new fresh renewal of energy is happening around the time of the vernal equinox going forward. Through summer, my favorite season. Leo, thanks for joining me. I appreciate your support. I'm wishing you a beautiful March. Remember, the sky is limitless, so reach for the stars.